Let's take it back to the memorable year of 2009. In film, The Hangover is released, igniting a new era of R-rated comedies. In TV, Glee is introduced, becoming a cultural sensation. And in music, Kanye West infamously interrupts Taylor Swift at the VMAs. Meanwhile, on the hardwood, as the 2008-2009 NBA season dawned, the Boston Celtics were already being dubbed the next great dynasty after a storybook run at the title last year. The Los Angeles Lakers were seeking revenge after an all-time humiliating defeat in the final game of last year's finals. And the two best players in the league were each climbing toward an individual peak where only one could reign supreme. You're going to want to stay tuned for this chapter in the NBA in the year 2009, a year in review. Depending on who you ask, the 2008 offseason was a mixed bag. For Boston, it was a coronation of the league's next great team, and they were the favorites to repeat as champions in 2009. For the Lakers, there wasn't a hole deep enough to hide in after suffering a 39-point defeat in Game 6 of the NBA Finals last year. But for Kobe, he couldn't hide out too long as he joined Team USA that summer to try and reclaim gold in the Beijing Summer Olympics. Up until this point, Team USA's struggles on the world stage were well documented, most notably winning only bronze in the 2004 Olympics. That's why in 2008, the league's best stars, headlined by Kobe and LeBron James, joined the team to redeem USA basketball for good. And despite a valiant effort from the rest of the world whose talent was beginning to catch up to the US's, the Redeem Team, as they were famously dubbed, brought order back to world basketball by earning gold at the Olympics. The star power of the Redeem Team flowed seamlessly into the 2009 regular season, as many players from this team had breakout campaigns the season thereafter. Dwyane Wade was the most notable. 2009 is easily Dwyane Wade's best individual year, and it's not a coincidence that this happened immediately after his time with Team USA. His incredible speed, athleticism, scoring, and defensive prowess were all on full display for everyone to see this year. He was recognized as one of the best players in the world, and on some nights, he was easily the league's best. He led the league at 30 points per game while also averaging 8 assists and 5 rebounds. He placed third in MVP voting, and if his team was better, this could have been Dwyane Wade's MVP year. But league MVP honors would go to LeBron James, the first of his career. At this point of his career, LeBron was a walking stat line, regularly boasting in-season averages of 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, so this wasn't even a talking point this season. For his size, LeBron is the greatest athlete the league had ever seen, and in this year, he also added a level of intensity at the defensive end that really separated him from the rest of the pack. Not only was LeBron the runaway favorite to win league MVP, but the title of league's very best was seriously being debated this year. In every barbershop, every chat room, and every arena all across the country, the debate of who was the best player, LeBron or Kobe, was serious. You had LeBron fans who argued that LeBron had arrived and surpassed Kobe. He's a better playmaker, a better rebounder, and even a better scorer, as his 28 points per game trumped Kobe's average of 26 points per game this year. Then you had faithful Kobe fans who refuted these points, claiming that until LeBron won a ring for himself, he couldn't even enter this discussion. At this point of Kobe's career, Kobe was playing for championships, not regular season awards. And because of this running debate, every matchup of theirs was must-see TV. The Lakers ended up winning both matchups in January and February of 2009, heavily favoring Kobe's case as the league's very best. Even Nike would get in on the action, as they would run a series of commercials during the season, casting both stars as puppets who would exchange barbs against one another, adding to the seemingly never-ending debate on who truly was the absolute best. The league, the fans, the sponsors, everyone wanted Kobe versus LeBron in the NBA Finals. And as the Lakers were cruising to the best record in the West, and the Cavaliers were sitting atop with the best record in the East, a Kobe-LeBron Finals seemed all but inevitable. Although a LeBron-Kobe Finals would make for some pretty spectacular entertainment and drama, who Kobe really wanted was Boston. And in Boston's second year of the Big Three, they started the season on absolute fire with a franchise record of 27-2, including a 19-game winning streak. The Big Three was firing on all cylinders, but third-year point guard Rajon Rondo was quietly becoming a force of his own. The big three was great, but it was Rondo who ignited Boston's offense, set the table for his star teammates, and piled up triple-doubles with uncanny ease. House were not the same without their emotional leader and defensive identity. With KG out, how far could these Celtics really go? And once the 2009 playoffs kicked off, the second-seeded Boston Celtics faced off against a young, talented, and on the cusp of something great Chicago Bulls team in the first round. Led by Chicago's own and Rookie of the Year Derrick Rose and the often overlooked offensive machine in Ben Gordon, these Bulls were not to be toyed with. In what was supposed to be an easy 4-game sweep for the defending champions, this series went the full 7 games. It also featured 2 overtime games, 1 double overtime thriller, and a legendary triple overtime gauntlet in Game 6, which saw Ray Allen go for 51 points, including 9 3-pointers. Rondo really came into his own this series, averaging nearly a triple-double with 19 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds to go along with about 3 steals per game. For the Bulls, second-year center Joakim Noah broke out as a true force defensively and on the glass with a series-leading 13 rebounds. Ben Gordon was on an offensive heater seemingly the entire series, leading all players on both sides with 24 points per game. And Derrick Rose gave Chicago fans something to be excited about as he showed flashes of explosiveness and jaw-dropping athleticism in his first ever playoff appearance as a rookie. In the end though, Boston escaped a tremendous upset, but this series endures as one of the greatest in NBA history, a timeless battle remembered for its intensity, physicality, and the razor-thin margin that separated 2 very evenly matched teams. With Boston's escape of Chicago, they landed themselves in round 2 with the surging Orlando Magic, led by the incomparable Dwight Howard. If last year saw him enter the best big man conversation, then he officially took the crown as best big man this year, no question. He earned Defensive Player of the Year honors, and with the unmatched athleticism that he had at his size and strength, made him an almost impossible cover down low. Boston, despite being without KG, was still heavily favored given their championship pedigree and roster depth, but these Orlando Magic were hitting their stride at just the right time. Dwight was a menace down low, gobbling up every rebound in his sight this series at an insane and underrated 17 per game, while veterans Rashard Lewis and Hedo Turkoglu were each on career resurrection tours, delivering unmatched offensive firepower. This series too went the full 7 games, and to everyone's surprise, Orlando pulled off the upset and destroyed Boston's chances at a title repeat. As the Eastern Conference Finals got underway, the entire league was anticipating MVP LeBron James and the top-seeded Cavs to put the Magic away relatively early. But these Orlando Magic just would not let up. The 2009 Magic are one of the most underrated teams of the decade. A young Dwight Howard anchored the paint, surrounded by a cast of sharpshooters ready for the kickout. One of the earliest glimpses of the modern spread offense that is commonplace in the league today. Countering Orlando's lightning-in-a-bottle run was LeBron, who by himself was damn near unstoppable. He averaged an incredible 39 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, including a 49-point gem in a Game 1 loss, as well as a heroic Game 2 buzzer beater to tie up the series 1 game apiece. In the end though, these Magic would upset another team in these playoffs by beating the Cavs in 6 games behind a Herculean Dwight Howard performance in the closeout Game 6, where he posted 40 points and 14 rebounds. All year, the league had been dreaming of a finals clash between the 2 very best in the league, Kobe and LeBron. And if not that, a classic rematch, Lakers vs Celtics with redemption on the line. Instead, the Orlando Magic rose up and shattered all of our dreams. Orlando's string of upsets in these playoffs though would come to a painful end against the Lakers in the 2009 finals. These Lakers were prepared, they were hungry, and they were led by a highly motivated Kobe Bryant, the most determined he'd ever been over his illustrious 13-year career. By a wide margin, the Lakers defeated the Magic in 5 games to win the NBA championship. Kobe had finally won that elusive 4th championship, his first without Shaq, what he had been fighting for ever since the Lakers entrusted him with the franchise back in the summer of 2004. And to top it off, the season-long debate about Kobe versus LeBron? Well, for the super duper stars like Kobe and LeBron, championships are what you ultimately hang your hat on. And despite an MVP season and a phenomenal playoff performance, LeBron came up short again. this time in the conference finals, whereas Kobe remained the last one standing, championship in hand. For one more year, Kobe was the GOAT over LeBron. Kobe's 2009 championship also silenced his doubters who claimed his first 3 titles more or less belonged to Shaq. This time, there was no question. This was his team, his moment, his legacy. But for Kobe, the job wasn't finished. To truly cement his place among the game's immortals, he knew he had to do it again. One championship is impressive, but back-to-back titles are what separates the greats from the all-time greats. And even beyond all of that, one challenge still burned in the back of his mind: avenging the painful 2008 loss to Boston. The stage was already being set for another run, another shot at history.